Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We all know that Air India is our national carrier. It has been the flag carrier of the country for the past 70 years. The erstwhile airline, which was started by Tata Group in 1948, was later nationalized to be the national airline of the country. But over the years, for the past 70 years, the government run airline has accumulated so much loss that the government of India, be it the present NDA dispensation or the earlier NDA dispensation, even the UPA 2 dispensation, also thought of privatizing the airline by selling the government stake to the private players. Because year after year, the airline has been accumulating so much loss that the taxpayers' money is going into the coffers of the Air India. We cannot blame the management, the professional management of the Air India for its continued losses. But the policies of various governments which ran this airline over a period of time, probably in the last 3 decades, 30 years, resulted in the accumulation of losses by the airline. Even though until 5 6 years ago, it is the largest domestic airline. When the competition came in the form of SpiceJet, the Indigo, Vistara, kind of a thing, the Air India lost its domestic market share to its private rivals. Obviously, the competition is heating up in the aviation industry as well, and all the headwinds that is going against the aviation industry in the world in general, and Air India in particular, the losses are mounting year on year. The losses may be on account of the capital expenditure which the airline has incurred in acquiring the aircraft. During 2011 and 12, the aircraft got close to 50 airliners from both Boeing and Airbus industry. Obviously, when a government entity wants to buy the aircraft, the leasing companies, the companies which finance the aircraft acquisition, they charge more rate of interest. The private players could negotiate with the aircraft lease companies and also the aircraft lease financing companies to get at a better rate of interest. Obviously, you cannot expect such kind of negotiation to happen in the case of Air India. That is why the financial charges of acquisition of the aircraft is mounting for Air India ever since 2012. Added to that, as a social concern, social responsibility of the government of India, Air India has been operating to the cities and regions which are not commercially viable. You don't find a private airline operating to many cities in North India, but government has an obligation to provide air connectivity to the every nook and corner of the country. Air India is the one airline which is flying to those commercially non-viable routes and cities. In the process, the airline has accumulated so much loss in the route operation, which is part of the government's social responsibility scheme. And added to that, many government entities also, once 20 years back, Air India was the only international airline to operate to foreign countries from Indian soil. Even in this segment also, many private players and a host of foreign airlines has captured the market share of Air India, resulting in revenue loss for the airline. As part of the Open Skies Agreement, Government of India has an obligation to accommodate the landing slots of foreign airlines. Then only you will get access to foreign routes. Obviously, this has resulted in the losses for the Air India. Government of India, be it the UPA 2 or NDA 1, NDA 2 under Mr. Narendra Modi, they are thinking of privatizing the airline so that the taxpayers' money can be saved from funding airline operation. The total accumulated debt of the airline so far is close to the tune of 60,000 crores, that is close to 9 billion US dollars. Out of that, Government of India is now segregating the debt into the loss accumulated debt and also debt which is backed by the assets. The debt backed by assets could be the one debt related to the aircraft acquisition, which the aircrafts are currently in the airlines fleet. Obviously, any new buyer will be acquiring and assuming that particular debt along with the assets of the aircraft. Naturally, no buyer will have any reservations for that. But the only hitch here is what happens to the consolidated debt of the airline, which the government of India is now segregating, which is close to 6 billion US dollars. Even after the segregation of the debt and the reduction of the debt burden for the potential buyer, will anybody will come forward? In these pandemic times, from March onwards, any airline in the world is bleeding because of their fixed cost. You can say when any airline runs its aircraft, they will incur the cost towards the fuel, which is a major chunk, about 40 to 45%, and they will incur the cost towards the aircraft acquisition, be it the financial charges or the principal repayment charges for the financial institutions which have funded the airline. That comes to around 25%. And the rest related to ground handling and the airport charges and the crucial employee charges. Employee charges vary from 15% to 19% depending on the airline. So even when the airline is not running, they need to incur the fixed cost towards the financial charges for the financiers lenders. They need to make the maintenance charges, AMC, annual maintenance charges for the companies which make the aircraft run in a very good condition. So the government of India is seriously thinking of privatizing even now, and they are taking a shot at it even after the pandemic is set in, and slowly the air bubble arrangements are there. Air India could operate the Vande Bharat mission flights, and until a month ago, Air India was the only airline to operate Vande Bharat mission flights. These flights are bringing back the Indians who got stuck in many parts of the world due to the pandemic. Later, the government of India caved into the demands of the other private airlines and other foreign airlines who wants to run these Vande Bharat missions flights. Basically, they want to bring back the passengers from abroad to India and take the passengers from India to foreign cities. So, Air India made a killing for close to 2 months by operating Vande Bharat mission, where it has got the exclusivity of operating all these VBM flights. Now that the other domestic carriers as well as the foreign airlines also operating the airline routes to various parts of the world, Air India's revenue may get hit because of this. In all probabilities, government may invite the bidding process once again. The recently Government of India group of ministers empowered to look after the airline sale, they have extended the deadline for the submission of the expression of interest till October 31st. Earlier, this was supposed to end on 31st August. Now that they have, because of the pandemic situation, many potential bidders, they could not able to take a call on submitting the expression of interest. Now that the time is there for 2 months, Air India may expect and may attract bids from several other foreign airlines. Currently, as of now, Singapore Airlines in consortium with Tata Group, Lufthansa German Airlines, and even the London-based NRI group Hindujas and Etihad Airlines of the UAE, they have shown interest in bidding for Air India assets, in Air India as a whole. Let us see how this process will take shape and how and when this will see the light of the day. Until such time, every day Air India is bleeding and it is incurring losses on account of the aircraft cost, on account of the fixed cost, on account of the financial cost, on account of the employee cost. So Let us hope that this time Government of India could able to sell this airline and get the much needed disinvestment proceeds for it. Government of India has set an ambitious target of 2 lakh crores from the proceeds from the disinvestment of the public sector undertakings. Among them, Air India is one, and the second one is BPCL. Because of the pandemic situation, both these big ticket disinvestment proposals got stuck, and we have to see when it is going to take shape. Let's hope that Air India will continue to run the Indian flag even with the new bidder. Thank you.